Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Rose from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com and I'm here to do the weekly pick a card. Okay, so this is for the week commencing 2nd of November 2020. It's really simple. Just pick a number between 1 and 5 and I will do a Psychic Tarot card interpretation for you. If you're new, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit that notification bell right now. Okay. Yes, so I like to do it a little bit differently. I usually have a psychic vision before I turn the cards over because I find that that gives a much deeper meaning to what the card's trying to tell us. Okay, so here we are on the board. Have you got your numbers yet? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First number that pops into your head right now. Okay, you can have more than one number, but if you have 5 numbers, that will be very interesting. That's a lot to think about. Okay, so we're doing card number 1. Okay, so card number 1, closing my eyes. Now, what do I see? The ocean. Oh, it's a bit tumultuous. It's a very dark blue, so there's a lot of depth here. So this week you could be going down very deep into your subconscious. Look, I know sometimes people get scared about going underwater and yeah, it can be a bit scary, I agree. However, you can take a deep breath and in spirit you can stay down there for a very long time, like even years. Believe me, I've done it. So that would mean that making logical decisions may be hard and you're just going with the flow, and so your judgment might be impacted in the physical world. On the upside, your psychic abilities could be very much increased and you become aware of a whole lot of hidden things down there in your subconscious. There are also rewards like sunken treasures. Okay, so let's see what card comes out. Okay, so I've already shuffled them. The card is the Ace of Wands. This is a brand new beginning for you. In terms of your spirituality, the fiery, passionate motivation that you feel, Spirit is handing you the energy to do something this week, and there's a lot of growth and opportunity around it. See those leaves there? Okay, but that's great to feel it. You also need to take action, so that's why the baseball bat. There's a crown of thorns here, so there could be, you know, you have to sort of put time and energy into it. It's not like you've got to win lotto or anything like that. On this crown, there are a lot of green little buds, and that is growth for the future. There's a challenge in the background, but if you've ever been mountain climbing, you'll know that it is invigorating, especially when you get to the top and you see how far you've come. And it strengthens you, not only, you know, like physically, but mentally as well. So be on the lookout this week. If you've picked card number 1, you may be offered some sort of opportunity, or you could get really motivated about something. A lot of green in that card, so a lot of growth. Card number 2. Have you picked card number 2? Alrighty, let's see what card really stands out to me. Well, okay, we got 2 cards. Alright. Okay, not sure which one came out first, but they both go together. Queen of Swords. This might be a week where you have to end a situation. Somebody is talking at you, and you may need to cut off their head. Metaphorically speaking, please don't take it literally, okay? It just means if they're talking, or there's some sort of behaviour that's going on, it needs to stop. Cease and desist. Lawyers often have this energy, okay? They can argue in court and, you know, really make mincemeat of somebody. So this is not an energy that we should use lightly. We should be very sparing in, you know, when we use it. It's about our mental faculties. It's about making a tough decision where you have to cut something out of your life, okay? Even if it's just a conversation. even if it's somebody, you know, saying something that you disagree with. You may just need to walk away or cut it short, okay? So make a decision and cut something short. She's seated on a diamond here. She wasn't born this way. She went through a lot of stress and pressure. This could be, I'm just getting now, something like to do with an ex's behaviour. Maybe it's some disagreement about children or something like that, and you just don't agree on a point, and it's something that just keeps going on and on. My little toe on my left foot is throbbing, okay? You know, you just have to go the next level. Whatever you're doing, if it's not working, go the next level, even if that means involving other people, like the authority figures, for example. You might have to do that. There is a lot of butterflies here. That means new life and new growth. You'll notice, even though this is not a very nice energy at all, it is a necessary energy. Sometimes you'll notice she's here in this blue colour. This blue is often associated with Mother Mary. Mother Mary wasn't the submissive woman that Christians often painted her to be. She was not submissive, okay? And it's also associated with Michael the Archangel. You know, Michael the Archangel goes into battle with a sword, okay? Be logical, be analytical. And he's fighting the spiritual battle. That might be what you're being called to do this week, okay? So, you know, it doesn't feel great, but sometimes you just have to do it, okay? And cut people down if they're not, you know, telling the truth, perhaps. This one, Knight of Pentacles, suggests that you've got a lot of strength around you with the lion. This could be to do with your finances. Again, see, that's probably why I'm getting X if there's some child support payments or something like that. This guy will bring you good news about your money, and explore new options or new ways that you can bring money into your life, okay? Even if it's just retweaking your budget, but more often it's more than that. It's, you know, looking at ways, maybe there's some government payments you might be entitled to that you don't know. Go onto your government website and see what subsidies there are. I don't know what it's like in other countries. In Australia, we have so many subsidies for so many different things, whether it's businesses, single mothers, certain grants, government grants for different groups, you know, even Landcare. There's a Landcare subsidy that's been available for a long time to go out and, you know, plant trees and things like that to improve the environment. There's all sorts of government subsidies. Have a look, Google it, and explore. But this is favourable, very favourable for your finances this week. Okay, looking at card number 3. Card number 3. Let's have a look what comes up for card number 3. Okay, going with that card. Closing my eyes now, what do I see? I see a glass. I get the word looking glass. Now, in the old days, before I was born, in the 1800s, they used to use looking glasses, which were like sort of like a telescope, binoculars type thing, where you'd look out. It's a thing I haven't you know, heard of or talked about for a long time, but you know, you can look into the future, so to speak, or look across land and see it close up. Okay, so it's sort of like a zoom, but not to the extent of today where you have a telescope, you can see, you know, hundreds or thousands of times it's magnified. You might just see a situation magnified, you know, 2 or 3 times or something like that. Okay, so this helps you because what I'm talking about is not looking over the physical distance or the landscape or the environment. I'm talking about magnifying a situation in your life and really looking at the details to pick up what you can do to make it better. Okay, the card that comes up is the Lovers card. Yes, this can be in a lover's relationship. You see here it's a bit push me, pull you. You know, they're pushing each other away and yet they're both naked. So it's about vulnerability. So agreements, disagreements, off, on, lack of commitment. Okay, off, on, off, on. You don't know where you are with them. And if it doesn't suit you, it may suit you, but if it doesn't suit you, It's time to really look at the details of what it is that is upsetting in this relationship. If you want 100% commitment and you're not getting it, pinpoint those areas where you're not getting the commitment. They might be living in the same home as you, but they may not be committed in the same way to the relationship, so they don't want to do the work that's necessary on change. You know, people don't like change. It takes effort, it takes energy. Know that all of this that is going on is a very sacred thing, and there's an angel watching over both of you. Okay, there's a lot of growth. Some things end. See, you can see here there's like fire in the background, so there's passion on this tree, but it also causes destruction, and there's also new growth as well. So, and a snake down the bottom for healing and transformation. So this is about union. Unifying the energies within you, whatever it is that your partner represents to you, that's coming up to the surface so it can be unified, brought into your life, and you'll have more control and power over it. Okay, so number 4. Number 4, looking at number 4 for the week commencing 2nd of November 2011. Okay, going with that one there, closing my eyes, what do I see? Okay, there's been something that's been closed off to you, but it's going to open up. You may have had like a desire or a wish to do something, but you haven't been able to do it. You had the idea about it perhaps because I can see a crack of light under the door, and so it's like you know about it, or you get this desire or this feeling, but it hasn't been available. Okay, so but I do see the door opening up. What applies here is be careful what you wish for, because you can magically manifest things this week, but you have to be very careful if you've picked card number 4 that you bring exactly into your life what you want to bring into your life, and with no extras that you didn't contemplate. The card is the 3 of Cups. This is about socialising, going out and having fun. Okay, that's fine. Do know that there are some subconscious forces here at work because they're all in the fish's mouth here. So these are 3 very different sorts of people or energies within you. You could have one that's very wasteful and doesn't really, care less about anybody else or anything else. One who's quite active, get travel around that too at the moment. And then a more thoughtful one who's probably a little bit spiritual, doesn't say much, and people think, oh yeah, that's just her. But she really does know what's going on. If you're going out and having fun, obviously be careful of crowds and COVID, because COVID numbers are spiking in a number of countries now, Europe, UK and USA. USA had 100,000 cases, over 100,000 cases a couple of days ago. So please be careful. I don't want to lose any of my subscribers. But more importantly than that, it's just awful what's happening. And really you can't trust your governments to give you the correct information. You really need to go onto a number of different websites, including the CDC. CDC in America are not publicising the full numbers, but they are doing some things. And if you check excess deaths and you check also latest numbers, they're not latest, they're well behind, I don't know how far, maybe a week or something behind, or 2 weeks, but you can find out what's going on to some extent. But go and do your own research. So please be careful if you're going to go out. But this subconscious thing going on underneath, it could bring up some rewards for you, but also do be aware if you're with a group of people, if any little cliques form, or do be aware if you feel isolated that maybe these are not the best people for you. Okay, thank you. It'll be okay, but yeah, if it just feels a bit, a bit odd, a bit icky, a bit like you feel isolated or alone, or they're not being friendly to you, then just walk out. I've done that. Okay, so looking at card number 5. That one comes out. I didn't even get to close my eyes. It's the Empress card. This is great for pregnancy, for nurturing children. Maybe have children come into your life. Even if it's not you, it might be a friend or somebody close to you that brings them into your home. It's about home and family. And it's just a beautiful, nurturing energy. This woman can accomplish a lot in the home. She's dressed here in sort of a gold colour, which is around about the solar plexus. You may be considering changing your diet or getting healthier in order to get pregnant, or in order to be a more fit and healthy mum for your kids. There's a lot of action, so it's not just about, thinking about it, it's also taking action. She's holding a scepter here, so there's like a divine feminine energy, almost like a queen energy. Stars here in touch with spirit, and an apple or pomegranate in this hand. Okay, so reminiscent of Eve. Of course, Eve didn't eat an apple. They didn't even have apples there in those days. It was more likely a pomegranate or a metaphorical fruit rather than a literal fruit. But it is about self-knowledge, eating something from the tree of knowledge. So in other words, becoming more aware about what's going on within you and also your family members as well. So there's a lot of wheat in the background, so there could be an improvement in financial circumstances, the rewards coming in, the harvest, the time of harvesting the energies. Okay, if you pick card number 5, that was actually my card. If you don't have children, then this is maybe ways that you are motherly to other people, how you help other people, and just general nurturance, because let's face it, our community really needs nurturing at the moment. Alrighty, so now I'm just going to close my eyes and have a look what the general energy is around for everybody is this week. Okay, so I've got some clouds, but they're sort of white. So these are not storm clouds, but they're very quickly moving away, coming and going. So there's a lot of change. Clouds bring rain, which is a good thing, a little bit of rain. We don't need any really bad storms. So it's, I can see them building up. Sorry. They're coming and going, the clouds, and as they come back, they're sort of accumulating and they're turning grey. And yes, this is a storm that is brewing, sorry to say. But know that the divine feminine is here. I get a woman with a crown on her head. I put this on today, which I don't normally wear, but she has a big crown full of diamonds. Okay, so very clear in the crown chakra area, and receiving a lot of information from spirit, and very clear information. Okay, so divine feminine is here in the background, despite it's like she's sitting on top of the clouds and she's looking down and watching all the comings and goings here on earth. And the big storm is coming, and it's going to clear out whatever old things have been there. I must say, now this is me talking because I haven't got a vision here at the moment, but me talking, I think it's a changing of the guard. It's like we've had a certain situation, the clouds come, the rain comes and clears out, washes everything away. Some people could be very emotional. Yeah, I'm seeing the rain, I'm seeing the water, I'm seeing flooding. So that means, yes, some people could be very emotional this week and not in control of their emotions, because it's, I see the Statue of Liberty, so this is related to America. It's like her head has been chopped off and her head is floating down this flooded river. Losing freedom or losing hope, or whatever the Statue of Liberty stands for, but I think it is liberty and freedom. Yes, basically. Having your head chopped off, it's like not being able to think logically, or not being able to analyse. Okay, there's more to that. I get the word disassembled, and then she's going to be reassembled. So what's going to happen is, yes, there's going to be this. This is probably the US election, I imagine. I see the different parts of the Statue of Liberty falling off the plinth that she's on, going into the river, all this great big huge flooding going on, a lot of emotions, and she's going to another location and people are going to rescue her and put her back together. And she's actually going to be higher than before, or taller or bigger or something. And it'll be the same Statue of Liberty in a new place on a bigger plinth, so that she looks out, and it's high and she can look out, but it'll be higher than what she is already. I've actually been to see her myself. I don't know how the river system works there, but it's like she's upriver or something. I really don't know what that. It could be. Yes, that could be physically. But I don't know, something about closer to the action. It's like in some way that freedom and liberty haven't been in a certain place, and she is actually moving to that place to bring freedom and to bring liberty. Now I see lizard-like creatures with eyes, lizard eyes, and they're watching also. Okay, so there is some alien or reptilian. I'm not into these conspiracy theories. I'm just telling you what I see. Right now, I see these reptilian eyes watching everything. Okay, and scuttling off. So now on that point, this is me talking now. You know, we've all got reptilian energy, all of us. It's in the DNA. I could go on and on about that. So it means a human person who has got reptilian energy that is allowed to come out to the fore. We've all got it, but we don't all act on it, okay? So these are these very low vibrational energies which are like kill or be killed, like dinosaur energies or lizard. They would just kill things, without thinking. They don't have cognition, and the heart energy, the empathy is not there, okay? This week, more than anything, we need to be empathetic. We need to be kind. That's the solution, okay? Because these like reptilian energies, they just don't have the ability. So we have to make up for it. So instead of getting angry or carrying on like a reptilian, we need to use our hearts and be kind and considerate for everybody, okay? Because this week with the US elections, there's going to be a lot of people that are very, very upset, whichever way it goes. But I have predicted a Biden win. In the past multiple times. I've had multiple visions about it now. Just go back and have a look at my videos. I'll be doing the Trump report next after this. Okay. All right. That's probably a good note to finish on. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this a little bit interesting. Please leave a like and a comment. Share it with your friends. That'd be fantastic. I wish you a very exciting and insightful week this week. If you're Australian, and especially if you're here in my home state, Queensland, as predicted, Palaszczuk has been returned. I do notice that I've had this feeling for a few months now, but I'm starting to see things, and I see a definite move in the world to the left. It's almost like people are sick and tired of not having governments look after their health, like basic things, what we call, like in Australia, what we call basic things like healthcare. We've got free healthcare in this country. And but there's other things that go, like we've had our borders closed since March, I think. Here in Queensland, we don't have COVID. Like I can go down to the shops now if I want to. And the only COVID cases that come in are people in quarantine. If they come here, they've got to go in quarantine for 2 weeks. And so occasionally somebody comes with COVID, bringing COVID in our state, but they're in quarantine. So, it's handled. So we rarely have cases anymore. And, so I just think that people are sick and tired of other governments that are not looking after them. Okay, it's all about the money. But Anastasia Palaszczuk did say on TV, even if she loses the election, she's doing the right thing anyway, keeping the borders closed so Queenslanders are safe. So even though I didn't vote for her and I don't vote Labor generally, I vote independent, I say well done you, because she did the right thing for the people regardless. And she's been returned with a majority more than, what people thought. She actually thrashed the other side, which in Australia we called Liberals. It's confusing, I know. In America you would call it Republican Party. She thrashed them because she's looked after our health, and I can go down the shops right now and not be worried about COVID. Okay, so that's it. Hope you found it helpful. Thanks again. I'll be doing the Trump report very soon. Okay, thanks and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.